Hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 215 of Consignment Chats. We're all here together, and today we have got a hot topic to discuss with you. It's that word that a lot of people cannot stand. It's returns.
No,
Returns.
God, please, no.
Look, Libby covered her eyes. Like, seriously, we're going to break it down. I mean, do we need to get all upset? So many things we need to talk about with returns, because I have seen on social media with resellers very recently a lot of like screen shares and screenshots of returns of people angry and people upset and this, that, and the other. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. And I have to tell you, for me personally, I'm glad that I have my own personal return guru, Libby, here, because I used to get very emotionally involved in these returns until she talked me through it. So I'm going to share that with you so you guys can benefit from it too, because she got me on the other side of this, and we're going to help you get there too. Right, ladies?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure getting people to the other side, taking them from angry to happy about. No, it's not going to be happy.
I don't know that happy.
Accepting, peaceful.
Acceptance, yes.
Acceptance. Yeah, we're going to move toward acceptance.
From anger to acceptance. It's like the 12 steps of reselling. We need to get you into the next.
Love it. Love it. All right. First, though, because, I want to talk about our week. I haven't been on the last episode. I'm back. I want to talk about your week. I want to see where we are, what's going on, what's been happening. Let's chat. What kind of sales have we had? Break it down. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Consignment Chats. This is Molly, and I'll be joined by my co-hosts Libby and Samantha.
So things were pretty desperate while you were on vacation. I had the lowest sales week I've had, and I don't even know. I didn't even look back and see. Wow. But everything's back to normal now that you're back. I guess you're just the magic that makes consignment happen.
Gosh.
Watch this.
Right? The screen can't fit that head anymore. Holy. Yeah, it was slow here too. I got nothing to write home about. I don't even think I'd recommend picking up any of the items that I sold this week, because I'm selling a lot of stuff that sat for a while. Like, I'm making a lot of deals, but hopefully my store follows suit and it picks back up. It's a new week.
There you go. There you go.
I will say I am thankful for cross-listing, and you can use, code CChats for ListPerfectly. But I am thankful because today I shipped out, I still have to do my shipping, but I'm shipping out an order from my Shopify, an order from Etsy. We got some Poshmark, Mercari. I have everything except a Facebook Marketplace sale. So
nice.
Basically all the platforms, because we don't really count that anyways.
We've been doing the same thing. We've sold a couple on Depop. You know how I feel about Depop. Yeah. I don't mess with Depop. I left that to Nick, aka Mr. C Chats, because he was insistent that we sell on Depop. Thank you, Frizzy Finds, for getting him all gung-ho about Depop. That's a whole different breed of people over there. You can listen to previous episodes about my whole Depop. But he is so excited because he got to tell me the other day that he shipped 2 items on Depop. 2.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, with you. Etsy sales, Poshmark. Oh, Libby and I did a new thing, right? So when I went on vacation, one of the hardest parts, and I think we talked about this live, one of the hardest things, because we share a business, right? I work under Libby's business wing as the North Carolina location. So when I go on vacation without her, it makes it a little complicated, especially when it comes to Poshmark. So, because then I have to go pull every listing that I have on Poshmark. I have to delist them all, which is not easy, and it's time consuming, and it's a pain. We hashed it out on our way back because, you come back from vacation, your brain's doing this. You got all these ideas. You're ready to rule the world. And, so we called Libby from the car. We're talking it out and had this great idea of just opening a second Poshmark store. That's a North Carolina Poshmark store. And opened the North Carolina Poshmark store. So it's a Conchi Consignment NC. So I can list my things separately. So now I can just put it on vacation. I don't have to delist it. But Libby and I recently talked about how we started using Prime Lister. And I got to tell you, when I set it up, you forget about the spam because we haven't been a new account for umpteen years. The spam that comes through, the people trying to get you to go off. I mean, I was like, flag.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing's selling. You know, my closet's building 5,000 followers, whatever, but nothing's selling. And Libby went to Prime Lister and hooked it to that account. I got it all set up and ready to go. Literally started set it up, and the next day, sale, like boom.
Go Prime Lister.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta love that you have these kind of things like ListPerfectly, and like we use Vendu for our cross listing, Prime Lister that does the auto sharing for you. Like in the end, you find out with things like this that it really does work, because I went all that time with not a single sale and a bunch of spam, hooked it up, and then boom, offers start coming, sales start coming. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, good to go. But that was a good thing that we set that second.
ListPerfectly offers that as well. It's built in. So use code CChats for 30% off. Anyways.
Well, you need to be sharing the other codes too. Gosh, I almost feel like we're in this competition. We have codes doing this and Prime Lister.
They also use Vendu. You can use code chats. That's there too. Then they have to use this other thing called Prime Lister. We don't have a code for Prime Lister, do we?
We do. Don't we?
We have a link. There's no code. It's a link. Yeah. So
we have
in the show notes. Yep.
All right. Go down to the show notes. Check it out.
Yeah.
Because there's several others now using it, and they love it too. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is. It's just a different, and I don't know if it's because it's not in conjunction with a cross listing. I don't know why it works better than what we used before, but whatever they're doing works better than what we've used before.
Yeah. So we used Flip before, FLYP. Here's the problem though, and it's a problem with a lot of cross-listing software. If you have, I mean, not cross-listing, a lot of share bots, is if you have a larger closet, like over 5,000 items, the sharing, so a lot of them don't go like deep enough into the closet. And I was finding like stuff wasn't shared. It was saying it was, going to share, all the items. So when you get over 5,000, you really need to consider maybe something different, or make sure that your share bot or sharing software is effectively doing that, because it's a different animal when you're over 5,000. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that because I'm an underachiever. So that's great.
Stop that.
But no, that is a good point, because the ListPerfectly one, it will share them all. However, if you have too many shares, you get put into Poshmark share jail. So then there's that problem too. So I know people that have too many, and it has a spot to set limits, but they're still working on making sure it actually sticks to that limit. And several of our friends with the larger closets, they had to stop using it because it shared too many and put them in the share jail. So
so just make sure, if you have a large closet, verify that your share bot, no matter what you use, is working correctly.
And Prime Lister has been doing that for you guys.
Prime Lister has been the answer for us. Yes.
Yeah, like who knew? I just kept seeing people that we love that are good big resellers too talking about it, and I'm like, okay, what there's so many out there. Like what's the difference? Like it totally makes a difference. Awesome. I am looking at my sales real quick. And I don't even want to bring it up because I know I'm going to get railed, but y'all, these car parts, these emblems that I bought a long time ago with Samantha when she was here in Charlotte, they are just the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
I sold more of those emblems this past week, or in the last, I got to kind of call it 2 weeks because I'm considering while I was away too. But yeah, more of those out the door. Boom, boom, boom. Those daggum them car pots, them emblems are good.
But Molly, the real question is, do you have all of them listed?
No.
That's why she didn't want to bring it up.
No. This is why I knew I
90%.
was going to get
90% of the last 90% she listed. I mean, how does that work? I don't think we ever get them all listed if we do 90% every time, right?
Never. There's always residual. Always.
Yep.
Oh gosh. She's gonna get to the point where she's gonna have one left and she's gonna have to like cut it in sections just to list 90% of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing that I want to talk about sales wise, because I think about our I don't know if we have an image to share, but we have a shirt in our merch store for one of our Sea Chatter Shar. She has a great quote because we all talk about, oh, you spend so much time comping an item, trying to decide its value. Should I list it? Is it worth it? Da, da, da. Char's like, don't judge it, just list it. And we love that. Like, we totally love that.
What's this one? Oh, this one's Dawn's When Life Gives You Bonbons. Tell them.
Yeah.
I don't have Shars loaded.
Oh, there it is. Don't judge it, just list it.
Just list it. That's like the unofficial Sea Chat's motto. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Shars
In
our
fact,
mascot.
we had one of our Sea Chatters give her credit this morning in our Motivation in Minutes because they had a moment of starting to judge, and then Char's quote went in and they were like, nope, just list it and move forward. Well, I had one of those happen that I sold. I had bought a lot from a gentleman who lived in the area off Facebook Marketplace of rando Halloween decor. And I'm talking, I went out to the country. Like, I drove out to the country and we went and picked up these boxes of just an eclectic mess of stuff, right? And there were cats all over our feet, kittens everywhere, cats everywhere. I'm like, what is happening? We got home, we went through these boxes, we got rid of a bunch of stuff, but that you just knew like it was damaged or whatever. But then we brought stuff in and I was like, what is this? And it was a Count Chocula little miniature Count.
Oh, that's where you got that?
Yeah. And I was like, we probably don't want this. And then I was like, oh, just throw it up there. Who cares? It's just one of those random things in the box. Well, you buy the box because you're looking at particular things, right? But then you get all these other items in it. So this was one of and it sold. It sold. Yeah. Nice. I mean, am I putting the kids through college on the sale? No. But how long did it take me to list it? Maybe 4 minutes, and it's sold and it's off to a new home. It's out of the box at the kitten shed, and somebody else is going to love Count Chocula. Right?
And it was so cute. I loved it. I know. It was like a little Beanie Baby sized plush, right?
Yeah, a little bit smaller than a Beanie Baby, probably. Yeah, but in that realm. Yeah, little Count Chocula.
That's how I feel when I get those the box lots at the auction. Like, there's always stuff in there that I'm like judging, and now I'm just like, all right, I'm just listing it. It looks like nothing, but
that's right.
I list it.
Don't judge it, just list it.
That has served us well. I mean, I feel like we should be paying her for that advice at this point.
I know, right?
She should get a cut of every sale that has "Don't judge it, just list it." Like,
right?
Shut your mouth. I don't know about that.
Hold on. I'm trying to look. I can't remember. Oh, I just lost my thought. Don't judge it, just list it. We're talking about the lots. So before you go off topic, you'll see in an upcoming video when Nick and I went on our cruise, we did sourcing because, that's just how we roll. And on the way back, I found some local church rummage sales in Miami, and we went to a couple of church rummage sales. And I bought a couple of rando buckets of stuff because they're my favorite. And this church was like, oh, $5, And I'm like, I don't really want to go through everything. There's like nativity pieces or whatever. And they're like, oh, $5, just take it. Well, in the end, we got this big pile. They only charged us $20 for everything. It was a phenomenal deal.
Yeah, you had a good deal there. Yeah.
But as you get home and you go through these, I can't find it. But one of them was a tile that ended up being an artist tile. I think I listed it for like $70.
Nice.
Another one was this tiny little angel, but it ended up being some special little angel. Of course, I can't find it right now. I'm trying to find it to look it up. You should prepare for your episodes ahead of time.
Is this in one of your sourcing videos?
It will be.
Little
It's a
thing. All
vintage
right.
Jeremy Diller Raku Angel. Yeah, and it was just this little angel, but then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, I'll list that baby for $29. Normally it'd be like,
Nice.
but it was signed on the bottom, and I did a little Google Lens, and
See?
wow,
Yeah.
don't judge it,
That's
just
so
list it.
fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
I know. So I still have one to go through. I'm excited because it's all vintage, like cake toppers. Like there's little vintage baby booties and a pick with a stork and a baby, and all these cool little vintage,
Oh,
like
that's
cake
so
decorating
fun.
cupcake topper stuff. So that'll be fun.
You know what I sold? I got them a while ago, but I think I just sold the last one. Do you remember when we were kids? Not you, Samantha, Molly and I. They used to have when you would get cupcakes, like if you had the grocery store make the cupcakes, they would put the plastic rings on them.
Yeah.
The
Like
rings that you
you would
wear.
wear.
Yeah.
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 So I had but like Rudolph, and like they were all winter, like Christmas themed ones, and they sold.
Yeah.
They were that was
That
fun.
was in someone's grandma's junk drawer. Like my
Mhm.
grandma kept all the candles and the stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
fun. That's
So they
fun.
did the rings on cupcakes when you were a kid too, Samantha?
Yes, but also
Oh.
I live in a place that is like 10 years behind the times. I mean, the internet has changed that a little bit now, but yeah, we're so yes, we still had that when I was little.
All right. Maybe they still do them.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Yeah, it might still be a thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But so much fun. So much fun.
So I finally printed some maps. I
Thank
printed one for my
God.
mom too. I know.
Ooh.
I didn't go back through my other one, like crashed. So I went through some of my sales and then I just kind of went off memory. I'm pretty sure I had New Mexico, but I didn't color it in because I'm not sure. Of course, Libby got it today. So
I did. I have
Mhm.
one left.
Oh my God. You
So
got
y'all
yours
just-
to- you got the
Oh my gosh, you have one left? I have
One left.
the race to Wyoming.
Yep.
11, 12. I have 12 left.
Yours looks like it's colored
So-
in. Your Wyoming, is it not?
I did get Wyoming, yeah.
Oh.
I got it just a couple
You
days.
got Wyoming?
I got it just a couple days ago. Yes, but I don't have
Oh,
the
I'll have to tell
Dakotas
Nick.
or
Oh,
the
all right.
or the Utah or the.
We have
I'm
South
missing-
Dakota.
I'm missing a lot of them. Also, so this is funny for people that aren't familiar with the Great Lakes. That is Lake Michigan. That's not an extra state. There are some people that keep thinking it's an extra state. That is Lake Michigan.
I did color it in on my first one by accident. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard because they didn't outline. I mean, it's landlocked. They didn't outline the other states because they're landlocked by or the other lakes. I mean, because they're landlocked by Canada. But yeah, that was funny. I've heard that from a couple different people.
Oh,
They're
all right.
like,
I'm glad I'm not the only one that did that. I was like, something's
Not the only
not
one.
right here.
That's hilarious.
Well, y'all just reminded me. I just sent Nick a text just now saying, can you please print me out another map? Because he went with the green Sharpie and I want to make mine all pretty because this just looks like a big
Right.
green blob.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes, I want to make mine pretty. Yeah, I have 12 left.
I have, well, it's gonna be a million years before I get Alaska or Maine, I feel like. But I have 1, 2, 3,
That's the
4, 5,
spirit.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 left.
I want to know what the heck's happening with Alabama and Louisiana. Why are
I
they
had
not?
a lot to Alabama and
I don't have
Louisiana.
I don't have
usually-
Alabama either.
Alabama, I usually ship to on the regular. Like I don't since the map
Right.
challenge, I got nothing.
That's Alabama, right? Is that
Man,
The
this
one
is the
next
this is obviously Louisiana,
right?
Bob's.
and then
Y'all,
that's
here's our
Geor-
geometry
and that's
lesson.
Georgia. This one is Missouri, no, and then Alabama's over here.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
Hold
I
on.
keep having to
There's
look these things up.
So much geography, guys. I had to have a children's map pulled up as I was
That's what I
filling
did.
this out. Yeah. I think that's Alabama, and I think I'm missing it because
That is Alabama, and you're missing it. Yeah,
look
Mississippi.
at we're learning stuff, guys. We're learning stuff.
So-
You're welcome.
Did you saw my comment to
I
Liz
did.
O'Kane when you did the map sharing, and Liz O'Kane's like, I didn't use your map, but my pirate ship has this map. And I'm like, well, that's really cool, except they're nice enough to give you the actual states listed, whereas Samantha's making us freshen up our geography. She didn't put any names on them. We got to figure out, wait a minute, what state is this again?
Yeah.
All right, let us know in the comments where you are in the map race, and also what kind of embarrassing mistakes you made if you feel up to owning it, because it'll make us feel way better.
You're not alone. We don't know our geography, and everybody's learning about Lake Michigan. And if you don't have our map, it is in our Consignment Chats community. It is a post. It's on a couple different posts in the comments as well. So, and you can also email us consignmentchats@gmail.com, and we will send you a copy to print. And we want you to get in on this. And I want everybody to take a picture of theirs, see where they are. Like, I love it. It's so much fun. And even once Libby gets Wyoming and she wins, we're still going. We're going all year. We're going to see how many times Libby can fill it up. Like, how many times is she going to get it?
I keep forgetting to look at my packages.
You know, Libby, you better go ahead and print a second one and start. Or does she have to absolutely complete it?
I think I have to absolutely complete it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
She needs to complete it and then start over.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad we just discussed that because the rules were not clear.
They were not clear. Now we know, y'all.
The reason the rules aren't clear is because we're like, whose line is it anyway? They don't matter, and we're making it up as we go. So, the points don't matter, and there are no rules. But.
Right.
Okay. All right. I like this.
That's just how we roll.
So another thing I printed off, I did this at the suggestion of Libby and a wonderful mastermind discussion that we all had, because I have a hard time meeting my goal in the beginning of the week. I easily give in to my husband, who spoils me, and he'll just pop into my office and he'll be like, babe, let's go have dinner. Babe, let's go to the casino. Hey, there's a hockey game. And I just leave no matter where I am at with my goals or what I'm doing. And then on Friday, I'm like, oh crap, I need to get my stuff together. So we printed I made this thermometer, which I can also send anybody who wants one. And it has like the week and my goal that I need. And then I'm going to fill in different things. Like I will get, a Starbucks when I get to this amount, and and so I'm going to put this on my door, and Bill is going to know that he can't bring me fancy coffee until I hit that level. We can't go out to eat dinner until I hit the other level. Like,
where does the casino fit on that? I need to know about the casino.
It's going to have to be like towards the top. It's going to have to be towards the top. There's a new steak restaurant in town that we haven't been to yet. That might be my top one this week. I do want to go to the new steak. Of course, Valentine's week might also not be the right week to do it. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
No. Casino's going to have to be towards the top because I like that's one that I really like. I really like to go there. So I really need to meet my goal in order to do that.
Yeah.
I love, all right, my favorite part about this is that you're rewarding yourself for the small wins. You're not just waiting till you get to the thing. Like you're giving yourself different ways to celebrate.
I love that part, and I love that it's a visual for the people in your house. So, because it is hard when you're home, and I don't have Nick home all the time. Like he's at work today. In fact, he's not even he's not coming home for lunch. I got to make my own lunch today. What kind of blasphemy is that? That is like,
oh my God, Molly's gonna starve. Oh no.
Lucky for me, I got leftover wings from the Super Bowl. So I'm just going to heat up my wings and I'm good to go.
There you
Thank
go.
God. But yeah, that's just unheard of. But he's like when he's home on the weekends, or like this coming weekend, it's a long weekend. He'll be home Monday. Like he gets in this jam of we're going to do this, that, and the other. And it takes me off of what I actually needed to do. It's a real thing, but I'm going to get that too. I'm going to print that out.
There you go. There you go.
Then he can visually
Well, yeah, because I mean, Bill is very supportive if I communicate correctly with him. But
yeah.
just saying I haven't met my goal yet, leave me alone, is not really the correct communication, because he wants to support me and he wants to spoil me too. So I mean, he will be like, yo, babe, you got to hit this number today so I can go and get you Starbucks. Like, he'll be real good about that. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Awesome. And of course, now that Starbucks pistachio is still out, you got to get your pistachio on.
Bill actually really likes the Starbucks pistachio.
It's so good.
He is obsessed with cold foams now. It's hilarious. Hilarious. He loves them in iced coffee. I'm not big on the iced coffee. I like it hot, or I like a frappuccino. But he loves an iced coffee with a cold foam. Oh man.
Right. So what's a cold foam? I'm way behind the times here.
It's a flavored foam that they put on the top of it. The sweet part, and so I don't like it. When I get it, I have to mix it in. I want it in my coffee. I don't
like all that sweet right off the
I want even amounts. He loves it. He thinks it's great. I don't. It's
I have these images of Bill.
Right? Exactly. Hopefully he's not out there listening right now. He's gonna be like, don't tell people that I like Starbucks. I don't
I only ever have Starbucks when I'm with Molly. I'm not.
I know. And you know what's funny is that we associate me with Starbucks, and I'm really not a huge Starbucks fan. I love more local based. It's just the convenience of it. It's the convenience. It's the fact that I've got the app on my phone. I can drive right through. They scan it. I get stars. I get a free coffee. But if you asked me what my favorite coffee is, it's probably about here on the list of my favorite coffees. But
that's a good point. I'm going to put my actual favorite coffee, which is from the cafe down the street that I have my meetings at.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that one on there, that salted caramel mocha latte. Oh, yeah. Well, our Starbucks is not even convenient. It's in the grocery store. It's owned by the grocery store. So even though it's a legitimate Starbucks, you can't use stars, and they don't take orders from the app, and there's no drive-through. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I wouldn't support that Starbucks at all. If I didn't have the drive-through in the app, I would never go. It's truly just a convenience thing. And the fact that one of them one sits right across the street from a Goodwill, and the other sits in the same parking lot as Style on Car Consignment. So, I mean, there's that. Right. So,
it's two. If there was a casino nearby, oh my gosh, she'd never even be home. She would just hang out in that area.
My 12-week year program would be such a bleep show. It wouldn't even be fun. All right, y'all. As clearly we can talk food, coffee. We can talk about stuff all day long, but I want to talk about returns because, again, hot topic, and I want to talk about it. Let's do this.
Fine. We can talk about it.
All right. I'll start with why it's on my mind. And I'm not going to use names, but somebody who's a big reseller put a thing on about something they had listed. And in their story, first they were all excited, right, that it sold. And then the next post was they were mad because
I've added that to the list.
Why?
Did y'all hear that?
Why is your Siri British?
I have no idea, but I like it. I hope all y'all could hear that. That was fun. I don't even know why it turned on. But
don't edit.
So what's funny is it usually doesn't listen to me. It only listens to Nick.
You have to speak to her in a British accent.
Apparently, I'm not using the proper dialect and accent. Dang. Anyway, this particular reseller put that on their story and then followed up with the next story because I guess after they were excited they sold this and put it up there, they get a message from the buyer that they don't want the item. They accidentally purchased it and didn't mean to, and so they don't want the item. And this reseller was not happy about the process and angry at eBay that they even have that option. And now they're going to sell it on another platform, which is certainly, it's your choice, right? Like you do, you do.
Right.
Being somebody that used to get so upset by returns, And even now, every now and then I'll have to have Libby talk me off on edge, because when I get a return, it goes to Libby. So I get this guilt feeling. Oh, they returned it. Now it's Libby's. And Libby's like, what? Get over yourself. It's part of doing business. Anyway, so I keep seeing all this stuff. And this is why I think we should talk about it. Let's talk about returns.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just part of doing business. And it's not necessarily, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Right.
Like, I think that, like in the instance you described, wouldn't you want your buyers to feel comfortable on a platform if they made a mistake, that they were able to cancel the order?
Mm-hmm.
Well, right. And I mean, we want it to be easy for people to buy stuff. So if people make mistakes once in a while because it's so easy to purchase things, that's a good thing. We want it to be easy for them to, oops, I accidentally bought that. Because we don't, in the grand scheme of things, we don't get that many of those messages.
Right.
I mean, we're not getting that many returns. We're not, and even the people that are like, oh, now to see if this is a scammer or not, we're not getting that many of those either. Don't let those few and far between ones bring you down. Like, it doesn't happen that often. I had a lady the other day, she ordered some party decorations. She misunderstood the shipping. She didn't pick express shipping, so she didn't get them in time. Plus, USPS is all over the place right now. I'm very thankful they did fine for me in fourth quarter, but like, I don't know what's going on with them right now. So it went from me in Michigan to California. Granted, California is a mess, so I totally get that too. But then it like took a vacation to Maryland, and then detoured a couple other spots before it got back to California and was actually delivered. So by the time she got it, the birthday party was over. She didn't need these. She started talking to me in all caps. But it turns out she's just really excited about things, because she also left me a review in all caps when I refunded her couple dollars and apologized for shipping, or the shipping miscommunication. Yeah. And all of that, explained how the process works a little bit to her. And she left me a wonderful review in all caps.
She just forgets that caps lock thing.
I know
lit up.
she didn't start the communication that way, but it's how it ended, and that's fine. But was it annoying? Yeah. Is it an extra couple minutes that I could have been listening and doing other stuff? Yeah. But it's not that big a deal. It's okay. Stuff happens, and you just got to give good customer service. And how many returns do you have that they actually send them back?
Yeah, that's
about
true
half. I'll say about half of the returns I get actually get sent back. Most of them don't get sent back. Yeah,
I'd say about half for me as well. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go like even on the other side of that. How many times have you personally returned items? I mean, you do it yourself, so
yeah. Absolutely.
You have your reasons for it. I look at it. Libby changed my thinking on it too, because her brain works in such a wonderful, positive, warm and fuzzy way that it also provides you an amazing opportunity for customer relationships and building customer service with that person. And I know so many times through the return process over the years with Libby and I, we have created return customers because of our return policy and the positivity that we give in the messages back and forth to them, that they come to us first when they're looking for something before they go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really like, so one of the things I use in customer service all the time, if somebody reaches out with a question on an item, does this have, something ambiguous, like
I'm going to stop you real quick, because I want everybody right now to just make sure you're hearing every word Libby says, because I know what's about to come out of her mouth. And I just responded to messages and did not this weekend, and realized after the fact, I did not use what she's about to tell you. And this is the best customer service advice. Go, Libby. Sorry.
Yeah. So you get a question on an item. Let's say I just had one that was a vintage tablecloth. Are there any stains on this? Is it worn? like that is so subjective, right? Like, is
Right.
it worn? And that could be for clothing, whatever. So usually what I reply to people is, no, there's no stains noted. However, wear is a subjective term. It looks like it's been laundered.
Mhm.
And everybody has a different opinion of wear and what's worn. However, we offer free returns if you are not happy with your item for any reason. You're not
Yeah.
obligated to keep it. We stand behind that. And in more cases than not, that results in a sale because people want that comfort. I mean, think about buying stuff online. Think about buying stuff on eBay. How many times have you bought something and been disappointed in it, or it didn't quite live up, or it wasn't exactly what you thought? I mean, it happens. It's hard to describe everything online, especially when it's something subjective like wear. So, I mean, use that to your not that you have to have free returns. We're going to talk about that and why we think it's a great idea, but we're going to turn you. Yeah, let's turn Samantha.
I've had them. I go back and forth on them. Yeah. But my thing right now is people are so, this drives me nuts. People are so quick to block somebody because they start asking questions. They won't even open their, this is obviously going to be a problem. And they just block that person. And then they're like, I don't know why I don't have any sales. Well, because you're blocking everybody who tries to have a conversation with you. My God. Or the people that, they had one return or they whatever. And I also have had repeat customers that have, they have had returns. Maybe they bought multiple items and they returned one out of the whatever. They've come back and bought multiple items from me again and done different things like that. But people are so quick to block everybody. Stop it. Stop blocking people.
Yeah. I mean, I've been blocked as a buyer by somebody that I was looking for. My mother loves a very specific Tianello crossbody bag, but they make several styles of it, right? The pockets are in different, whatever. And I had messaged them and I said, I need to know like what, I forget if there was like a snap on the front pocket or something that told me which style it was, because it didn't show in the pictures. And they said, no, I won't take it out of the bag. Because I guess it was in the original plastic bag or something. No, I won't take it out of the bag. And I was like, all right. And then they blocked me.
Wow.
Obviously
and they lost the sale. I would have never purchased from them after that. I thought this is ridiculous. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We need good customer service, people. Good customer service.
Yeah. And if I had decided to buy from them, guess what? It probably would have been a flip and return because you didn't answer my question in a customer service friendly kind of way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got to go back for a second because Libby, I gave the big listen to what Libby says, and what I thought you were going to say, you didn't say.
I didn't say it. You were talking about after you get a return request.
After you get the return request, or even just a question. I know this isn't customer service episode; it's a returns episode, but they kind of go hand in hand.
They do. Yeah.
But there was something that you said that you've taught me that I didn't do this weekend. When you answer a question to a customer who asks a question, how do you always end that? Do you know what I'm saying?
I always say, I hope this is the right answer because this is what I always say.
Let's see.
If you have any additional questions, please ask. We are here to help.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is it. And I forget to do that. And it is so, I think, such a great thing to end your messages on. And I get in just to answer, give them what they want.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of your responses and it'll be like, if they ask for a measurement on something, you'll be like, yes, it's 3 inches.
Right.
And
I usually end with a kindly Molly, kindly Molly.
Yeah, most of the time. But I mean, I've seen those. I've definitely seen those in there. And so, and I think the new messaging kind of lends to that because like it looks like a text message, right? Yeah. So I think we're losing some of that because I found myself like going to do the same exact thing after it was kind of like a text back and forth. And
absolutely.
Yeah. And so it might be something we need a little refresher on.
And I do
I'm not talking about you, Molly. I'm talking about me.
Oh, no, I'm talking about me because I caught myself this weekend and I was like, oh my gosh, Libby's probably like, oh Molly, where's your customer service?
Yeah, because when it was email style, it was much easier, the flow to say, hello, give them the answer. Thank you, Samantha. Like always did that.
Mhm.
And then now I literally caught myself thinking that a couple days ago when I was replying to somebody. I did my, same thing. Like if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. And then Samantha at the bottom of it. And I thought as I'm typing Samantha, I do the little squiggly line because it's cute and Samantha. And I thought, is this redundant? But we have to remember the demographic on eBay. It's not my 17-year-old daughter who's like,
it's
"Hey,
not
bro,
deep
that's
pop."
fine." Yeah, it's not.
Bruh, TTY, man. TTY.
What up, dog? Yeah, no, it's not. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. It is the people that they want the salutations, they want that extra step. It doesn't matter how it's coming over in the chat. And let's be real, even though they switched to that chat mode, it still is more like a message, like an email still. So yeah.
For sure.
So one of the new things, and this goes along with returns that eBay instituted last year, was the allowing buyers to cancel before you ship the order, right? Allowing them to request a cancellation or to cancel an order. And I know there was a lot of like backlash on that.
Right.
I thought it was like a really great, that thumbs up.
See, you thought it was great.
I thought it was great. Yeah. Oh, nice, Molly. Because why do you want somebody to feel like just because they clicked the button or they changed their mind that they have to go through with that order?
Yeah.
Because chances are it would have been a return anyway, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather just cancel it than go through shipping it and all that and sending it out just to get it back?
Yeah. So I was like happy about it, but then hearing a lot of people talk about it, I was like, why would anybody be upset about it? Like, I get the legit, you feel like you're losing a sale, but are you really losing a sale?
Right.
Yeah.
It rarely happens. And so I had it happen the other day, first time in a long time that somebody canceled before I was shipping the item. And I don't go and grab my items right away to ship them. I do it like that night or the next morning. I prep them all. So it's not like I'm running and grabbing it and packaging it up right away. And then they're like, they need to cancel. This guy canceled the next morning. I had the item packaged and was literally standing in front of my printer doing my labels. And he sent a message saying, his account was overdrawn and he couldn't afford the item that he was purchasing, which was a somewhat essential item. So I felt really bad. And he would like it canceled and refunded. And I messaged them back and let them know that it would take a few days for the refund to process. So were they absolutely sure that that's what they wanted? They didn't respond within like 15 or 20 minutes. So I canceled it. And then I thought, look it. This item's already packaged and ready for the next sale. And then I happily put it back in my inventory. And then I went and relisted it on probably more platforms than it was listed before because I'm not very consistent with my cross listing. Let's be real here. So it's now refreshed and in front of more eyes and it's going to sell again and it's fine. And that person clearly has more stress than I do putting that back into my inventory. Like, it's okay.
Yeah. I like the cancellation. And it has come in handy. I don't know if you've had this situation, Samantha, where people aren't used to the automatic payment and they get very upset. Like, why? Like, you accept an offer and they're charged for it. And they're like, I never authorized this. I've had this happen quite a few times.
I haven't had it happen in a while, but it did happen a lot last year. Yeah.
So for them to have that ability to cancel was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time they didn't end up canceling, but they were, people were upset. And, eBay also got a lot of backlash over the fact that they didn't institute the automatic payments sooner.
Yeah.
But you can see some of the struggles that buyers that are used to doing it one way had. They did it. I mean, when they explained it, that they did it because buyers weren't adapting. I saw that firsthand. Like, even when they instituted it, people weren't happy.
Yeah, and we had to educate them, not block them, for God's sakes. We had to educate them,
Right.
and let them know, like, this is something that eBay is rolling out. You have your payment information already entered. This is how this works. And most of them are fine with it. Some of them may cancel. That's okay. But I'm glad that eBay rolled it out the way they did. And I mean, there's still don't have it on all of the accounts. They're still rolling it out.
Right.
But it's very few and far between that we're waiting for payments, but it's also few and far between that we're educating people now, because if we had to educate them all at the exact same time, oh my gosh,
could you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
There'd be a lot of emails with a lot of customer service and
so much customer service. I can't smile that much when I'm typing. It's just not, no.
So I think it's one thing we always have to remember is it's easy for us, the 1 or 3 man show, whatever your business is that you do from your home as a reseller, to judge these larger platforms and why can't they just do what Poshmark does, or why can't they just do what this does? But in the end, one thing that we know for sure is eBay does listen. Not that this is a whole eBay show, but they listen. We've learned that over the years, going to the different events, getting face to face with a lot of the higher-ups in eBay. They listen, but that doesn't mean they can do it tomorrow. They are a successful business for a reason, because they put things together in a way that works. And there's always going to be glitches with any kind of changes with stuff like that, but we need to remember, chill out.
Yeah,
absolutely. Chill out.
Can we talk about free returns?
Absolutely.
Paid returns, and people that dig their heels in and say, I'm not doing returns, I don't offer returns.
Yeah,
those people. Should we start with that one?
Let's do it.
That's the most extreme scenario. I don't take returns. I don't have a return policy.
I don't know what you're worried about. Like, why don't you have a return policy, Libby?
I think because
hold on.
Oh, yeah. All right. Because I don't take returns. People shouldn't be able to return stuff. I do a great job describing and photographing, and all the stuff is up there, and I'm not going to take a return. Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at role playing. I don't know how to keep going with this. I was never.
We're done.
I
here's my
did
question.
the sets. I did not actually participate in the theater. That's
what are the cons of not accepting returns? Let's take eBay as a platform.
Yeah, let's just talk about eBay right here.
What are the cons of not?
They're gonna make you take the return anyway.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to get any of the benefits when you do offer, as you would when you do offer returns.
Yeah. So when you have certain
benefits, go ahead, Samantha. Sorry.
When you have certain things set up in eBay, when you accept returns, when you ship within a certain time frame, when you follow these certain policies and things that they love, they reward you with less fees, more views on your items in your store, you're boosted in the algorithm. Like there's all these things that go hand in hand so that you can become a higher rated seller and a higher status seller because you're doing the recommended things that eBay likes you to do. They will, like Libby said, they're going to ask you to do it anyway, or tell you to do it anyways. They're going to side with buyers and say, well, you should get a return for this. We authorize this, and you don't get a say in it. Like, they're just going to authorize it. So you might as well have a policy set up so that when they authorize that, you have more say in how that goes and what the process is along the way.
And I want to add into that, and this has been years ago because we've been accepting returns for a very long time, but back in the day, in the beginning, when we weren't, and we were 100 items in on eBay or whatever it was back in the early days, and we had to go through this process with a return and go through the battle of, well, they said that this rhinestone was missing, but my picture shows it was there.
Right.
Do you know how much time, not only time, but personal emotion, you would get so emotionally invested in feeling like somebody scammed you and you were had, and it would ruin your day, and you'd be out on the store floor and be all in a bad mood because somebody bought that t-shirt and returned it, and now eBay's siding with them. And really, it's not worth it. It is so not worth it. It's just, don't go through all that. Trust us. We've been doing this for years. It's not worth it.
I mean, think of from the buyer's perspective. I see most of us have items. There's another one, at least one more out there on eBay. Like, let's say there's 2 of these items on eBay that you're buying. One offers returns and one doesn't.
Yeah.
Which one? Even probably with the higher price point, which one are you going to pick as a buyer? Think about that for a second.
It's the reassurance.
Yeah,
absolutely. When I go to buy a major appliance or a piece of furniture or whatever, I'm going to go, even just thinking of local stores, I would rather go to the store that is going to offer that customer service and offer that return opportunity, rather than go to the store that doesn't. Even though I'm probably not going to return a couch, that's not going to happen. But I feel better about buying that thing and having that purchase, because if I bring it home and we sit on it for a couple days and it's not as comfortable as I thought it was, I can't.
And Diamond isn't happy with it.
It's all about the Great Dane. You got to make sure that baby is happy.
Diamond needs to be happy with the couch.
And the couch really is hers. Yes. Even though she has her own love seat and she can lay on that. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a reassurance thing for sure.
Yeah.
I really don't remember why I stopped doing free returns. It's not like I did a lot of them. I don't know. I revamped my policies at one point. I think it was when I changed to my flat rate shipping, because I offer pretty low shipping for my items. And I think that's when I changed to paid returns. But like in that situation where I talked about the party supplies to California, I wasn't going to tell her to start a return, send it back to me, and then make her pay the shipping. I would have sent her a label. It would have been a whole, instead I just said, let your kids have a Blue's Clues party. It doesn't have to be a birthday party. Here you go. Like, just keep it.
Right.
But I mean, there's situations where like they pay the return. I'm sorry that item doesn't fit you, but like I put measurements in my stuff and you kind of should have known that it wasn't going to fit you. So sometimes I'm like, if you really want to return it, you have to pay. And then other times I do things around that where I send them a label or we do other things so that they don't have to go through that process.
Yeah. So all right. So you do the paid returns, and I do free returns. However, because I do the free returns, I don't always have to refund the shipping. If it's a paid shipping item, I have that under my discretion, right? So if I paid $10 for shipping, or they paid $10 for, if they paid $10 for shipping, I can refund that, or I could not refund that. Most of the time I don't refund it. I have never had anyone come back to me and say, why didn't you refund my original shipping? Until last week.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I've had one or two, but again, education. And I just explained to them, like, it got to you, you decided it didn't work for you, or it didn't, like, I still sent it to you. I followed that part of the bargain. Therefore, like, that's, I explain it very nicely and in a Libby customer service kind of way, but
I did. Yeah. I broke my rule and I did refund her the original shipping after the fact, because you know who I'm talking about, the Vionic slippers lady, because she was absolutely a problem.
She was red flags flying everywhere.
Yeah. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to refund
just wash our hands
and just be done with her, because I'm not going to battle over this $10. But that's the only time I've ever had that issue. Now, I do a lot of free shipping though. So in that case, I eat the shipping costs both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little negative with free returns.
I think I've had about the same amount of returns as I did with free return. It goes either way.
So do you get to deduct a portion of the return because you don't offer a free return? You still get that option. Okay.
All the other options are still the same. I don't refund the shipping as well, and I can do partials, and I can do
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is the other advantage then? Why am I like blanking on it? Oh, is it you get a discount on your listings can have top rated plus status.
Yes, they definitely, if you have free returns, they definitely boost you. They definitely, yes, there are algorithmic bonuses. Look at that word I just used.
Wow.
Algorithmic bonuses. Y'all write that down if you think you can spell it. And no, there are definitely bonuses to having it. I think I was so worried about switching from calculated to flat rate shipping that I did that to kind of cover my butt and make sure I didn't have a crazy influx of returns that I couldn't, that like would send me over the edge. So, but I haven't noticed any difference either way.
So you get free returns, you get a 10% discount on your final value fee for the items that sell.
That's a big deal.
Yep. Now, it also says that, and you're saying you can withhold up to 50% of the refund if it's returned in a different condition. But
I'm pretty sure I can.
What I'm reading is that only applies to people that offer free returns. So I'm wondering if there is a difference now.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have the option to do partials.
Okay.
I don't get very many returns though, so that might be the memory bank there, but I've done it for the last couple years and I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So yes, set up your business policy in your seller hub in eBay. Go to your business policies, link it up, have a return policy. You want 30 or 60-day returns, whether you decide to do that free or paid. We told you what the advantages are. We told you what the disadvantages are. Hopefully that helps. I think because we are consignment chats, we just need to touch on one important subject. Molly got this question from a C chatter this week. You want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, it's that whole payout thing. When you are doing consignment, when do you pay out? Because if you sell that item and you pay them out and then that item gets returned, you've already paid out your consignor for that item. So what do you do? Well, that depends on you and what you decide to do for your business model. So Libby.
Yeah, so we absorb the return. We pay out the consignor however we're doing the payout schedule. It just depends, but we just pay out the consignor. We just absorb that, take that in as our own inventory, and it'll sell again. Now, if I have an item, probably let's say over $500, which is not a large majority of our items at all. Over $500, I'll wait until the end of the return period to the end of I have 30 days. I'll wait until the end to pay them out because I'm not going to absorb that kind of.
Yeah.
But that's totally up to you and what your business model is.
Yeah, that's the same way I do it. Rather than trying to keep track of things that sold 30 plus days ago and getting things in there, and something sells the next morning, I'm ringing it up through the POS and I'm making sure my point of sale and I'm making sure it's on the consignor's account. And the only difference is, again, if I have something that is a larger dollar item or a new category, there have been times when I have, like when I first started selling car parts, I sold some high dollar and new things and they held my money for a little extra longer. And I wasn't sure about some of the processes with the car parts people. So in those cases, I waited. I made a note and I waited. That quilt that I recently sold for $2,000 on Etsy, that is getting paid out next week because the time will be done with it. And I'm not worried about a return now. So now I'll pay that out. But otherwise I do the same thing. I pay out, I add it to the consignor account immediately. And if that item comes back, Consign Cloud makes it really easy for me to just go in, switch it as my item, say that I have another one of them. So it still keeps that sale on file for the consigner. Nothing messes with that. But now it just duplicates it and says that I have another and one more quantity of it, and I list it as mine.
Because as Libby likes to say over and over again, if it's sold once, it'll sell again.
Most of the returns I get, it's so funny, will sell almost within
Quicker.
like 2 weeks of listing.
Right.
Again.
Quicker. Yes.
It's crazy
Right.
weird.
I agree.
I would like to thank you, Samantha, first of all and foremost, for clarifying what POS you were talking about. I appreciate that.
I forget that POS stands for something differently in the real world.
POS, point of sale.
All right, we got to talk about one more thing real quick, and I think we kind of nailed this on return.
Finalize this. Okay.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
This is something uber important: international sales and returns
Oh,
on eBay.
You're right. You're right.
That's very important. Yes. Yes.
All right, go for it.
Big fan. All right. If you use the eBay international shipping program, they take care of the returns for you. And
Yeah.
I had a $1,500 sale to Mexico City that the buyer wanted to return, and eBay covered it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. They absorb that. And then they do like we do. They say, okay, you're good. You made that sale. You get it to Chicago. That's all you need to worry about. And then if it gets returned, they take it back and they resell it and they figure it out and they whatever.
Isn't that it's such a beautiful thing? So if you're worried about international and returns, oh my gosh, it's like better than domestic at this point.
It really
is.
It really
is.
Brilliant.
It's so funny. So I sold something to my mom. My mom sold something to Germany, and it was a large, weird to pack item. Like we were on my kitchen floor with shipping supplies everywhere. She's laying on it. I'm trying to tape it. Like it was great. It was a good time. And we're getting all together, and she goes, well, what happens if X, Y, and Z? And I said, Mom, we just have to get this to Chicago.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. Honestly, we're not even supposed to be sending half of these shipping supplies to Germany. But you know who's going to worry about that? eBay, not us. We have to get it to Chicago. That's it. That's all we care about. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Okay, Libby, that was worth stopping the closing statements. That was worth it. Good job. Good job. All right. I hope more than oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This episode's not long enough. Let's keep going. Sure.
Did you buy that specifically for this? I think you might have just purchased that specifically for stopping. Dadgum, you guys. It's like controlling a bale of monkeys. Good Lord.
Anyway, on podcast, I have motivational shaker cups, and it says "Keep on going." I'm done now. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that you all feel better about this return thing, because it really, when I see people getting all hot and bothered by it on social media, and it's such wasted emotion and time to get hot and bothered by it. Just put it as part of your business policy, figure out what's right for you, get it set up, and move right along, right? Just move right along.
I think we just figured out our next episode. How to get hot and bothered by other things. Your money mountain. Let's get hot and bothered by that.
There you go. That might be worthy of a hot and bothered. But returns, that is not worth it. Canceling orders, not worth it, y'all. Set it up.
Look at it as an opportunity.
An opportunity.
Look at it as a customer service opportunity. Don't look at it as something. See what you can do. Play a game with yourself. See if you can turn it around and make it positive.
There you go, y'all. We're going to end on that note. Until next time, friends.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.